Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be beginner's makeup tutorial. I would consider myself a beginner because I've only been doing makeup since quarantine started, and there's some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and I was like, why not share that with you guys? Because a lot of my friends actually had wanted me to show them how to do their makeup and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I might as well make a video on it so they can learn and you guys can learn too. So I mean, I'm still learning tips and tricks along the way, but I was like, I feel like it would be beneficial to give y'all what I've learned. So yeah, let's get started. First thing you want to start off with is primer. And well, that's not the first thing. The first thing actually is to make sure that you moisturize your face. So I have a skincare routine video up, which you guys after this should go watch, so you can see my skincare routine and see how I moisturize my face. My face is already moisturized, so I'm just gonna start off with the primer. So right now I'm using the primer from Wet n Yeah, this is by Wet n Wild. It's the matte. A lot of this is probably gonna be a mix of both drugstore and high-end. I really like this primer because if you're like me and you like a matte finish, this is it. And I like it a lot too because it doesn't make your skin feel dry or anything, you know. So I really like it. So I just rub it in, and as you're applying it, you can feel it mattifying your skin. That's why I really like it too. Next, I need a mirror. I'm bugging. And I try to fix the lighting. I'm recording during the daytime, so hopefully it's good for y'all. But yeah. Now we're on to brows. I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I think it's in pink. But this is in the shade 4.5. I know it's dark brown, but yeah, that's what I use. And I'm gonna zoom you out. And okay, so all I do is I underline the bottom. I underline the bottom, and then I go to the top. And I don't underline. I mean, why am I saying underline? I don't outline the top from the beginning. I go somewhere in the middle, because the beginning part, you want it to look faded. You don't want it to look like a check mark, basically what I'm trying to say. So I start from the middle, and then I connect it just like that. And then all you do left is just fill in the bottom part, all those sparse areas. And then I go very lightly in the front, very lightly, and I'll just color in some of it very lightly. I don't want it to be harsh. And that's it for the brow. Then I just lightly brush it, and that's it. Alright, so I filled in both brows. I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but don't worry, that's when the concealer comes in. So now, this is my preference. This is all based off how you want your brows to look. Me, I like to have that sorry, my chair. I like to have that highlighted look under my brow, and then the top part just look like my regular skin tone. So I'm gonna use, for the highlighted look, CoverGirl concealer in the shade Warm. A flat brush just like this, and I like to outline my brow. And just so you know, you can do your brows any way you want. I know some people like the soap brow look. I know some people like a thinner brow. Listen, whatever brow style you like is whatever brow style you do. I like them 2016 eyebrows. I don't know why, I just do, and that's what works for me. So I'm just showing y'all that. But oh, I didn't even show y'all this concealer. I got this concealer from the beauty supply store. This is the Kiss Full Coverage. This is in the shade Warm Coconut. I feel like as a beginner, I highly suggest starting off with just drugstore products, or store products. Drugstore products a lot of them work just the same as high-end. So it's like, why go out and spend so much money on high-end when you can get drugstore products that work just the same, you know? Especially if you're a beginner. So all I do at the top is literally the same thing. As you can see, this concealer matches. You can barely even see it. That's how like well it matches my skin tone. And I like to use that to really, just for the top part, because I like the highlighted part at the bottom. Brows are literally the longest part of makeup, so please have patience when you do it, because me, I'm telling y'all right now, I still don't even really like the way I do my brows. I'm still like trying to learn how to perfect them. Okay, so I like to use two different brushes for the top and bottom, because of course they're different colors. So I'm using this AOA Studio E01 high def brush. I'm using this for the bottom, and I'm going to use this Real Techniques 421. I really like this one because of the angle of it. When you're just starting out with makeup, I really do suggest that you go get your brush. Brushes are a very important part in how your makeup comes out. So I really do suggest that you get your brushes from either Real Techniques. You could get that from CVS, Target, Walgreens, Rite Aid. And you can get AOA Studio brushes from, you know, Shop Miss A's site. They give you like 10 brushes for $10, and they're all really good brushes. As you can see, since the concealer has been sitting here, sometimes it's going to be harder to blend out. So what I like to do is I like to take my MAC Fix It Plus Prep Spray, whatever, and I'll just spray my brush. You don't have to specifically use this. You could use a setting spray you have, or a primer spray. Anything that's a spray, basically. And it just helps make it easier to blend out, because sometimes, especially when using concealers that give like a matte finish, when it sits there, it's kind of harder to blend out. And a very, very important part in blending out makeup: do not, I don't know if you guys see, you guys can see me? Do not swipe like this. Don't do that. That causes streaks in your makeup, and it'll just look like, yeah, streaks of makeup, and it won't look cute. You want to pat. See how I'm patting? You want to pat it in. Do not do that. Yeah, so I'm done with my like blending it out. Another very important key I like to do is I like to take that concealer and push it in the front of my brows. This is what really helps to give that faded look and helps it make less harsh. And I only do that in the front, just like that. So I know y'all like, you can still see this. Girl, I got you, okay? I got you, like, just the process, just the process. Alright, now for the fun part is foundation. So I recently just bought this foundation, so I want to try it. This is the Kiss Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. It was only $7.99. I got it from the Beauty Supply store, and this is in the shade Cappuccino. I like the concealer, so I was like, why not try the foundation? So all I do when I do my foundation is I just take it and I literally put it all over my face. One thing that I don't put it under is I don't put it under my eyes. Reason being is because we are going to be putting concealer under our eyes, and when you don't put foundation under your eyes, it helps like prevent that cakiness. And me, as you can see, I have a lot of crease line under my eyes. So when I realized when I used to do like foundation and concealer on top of that, it used to get really creasy and stuff. So that's a like little tip that I learned. But now we're gonna blend it out, and I'm just using this Sephora. This is a complexion brush. It looks just like this, and I just take it and I press that in. And this is the same technique how you would blend out your brows is how you would to blend out your foundation. All right. And what I like to do to help really blend out the highlighted look is I just like to press in all the excess foundation. All of that is really seamless and blended. I like to get a wet beauty blender. I just got my beauty blender from Shop Miss A. They are really good, and they're only $1. So it's like, yeah. So I just tap over. I'm not really trying to like go in with it. I just tap it over just to make sure everything is like, you know, really blended. Some of y'all like, girl, you look orange. I know. And that's how we're gonna fix this. Next, I like to take my L'Oreal concealer, and this is in the shade Toffee. I'm a bright under eye girl. I like that bright under eye look. I don't know why, I just like it. If you don't like it, of course you can go in with the concealer that's like just one shade lighter than your skin tone, if you don't like that bright under eye look. But in order to like really like highlight it, it does have to be lighter than your skin tone. It doesn't make sense to go in with a concealer that's the same shade as your foundation, because it's like, what's the point of it, basically? So I like to just apply my concealer like this. Like, this is bright, but it's not like bright. Okay, so I only use the bright concealer for my eyes and my nose. I will then go in the shade Cool Tan, and I use that to highlight my chin, my forehead, and right here, because I don't want here to be so bright, but I still want it to be highlighted. So you see, this one isn't, I don't know if you could tell, this is more like neutral tone than this one. So that's just a little tip that I like to do. Now I'm gonna go with this AOA Studio F7. It has that same angle, like the little technique. And I'm just gonna blend out the chin, my upper lip, and my forehead first. A very important key when it comes to concealer is letting the concealer under your eye sit. Like, let that sit, y'all. When I tell you, that gives you the most coverage. Oh my god, like, it just looks so much better. So let that concealer sit for like at least a minute or two. Letting my concealer sit, I'm gonna go with my AOA Studio E104 brush. This is how it looks. And I'm going to blend out under my eye. The reason why I placed my concealer like this is because I want it to lift my face, basically. So you want to keep it in the area when you put it. So see how I blended it all the way out? I like that lifted look. If you don't, then you don't have to do it this way. This is how I do it. I like it to brighten and lift. And I just pat that all in. I like to take that same brush that I use for my foundation, and I only blend out the edges just so it all like comes in place together and melt. This is very important in making sure, you know, you don't have them like straight lines where you can see the foundation and then concealer. No, you want it all to blend. So I just like to go over just the edge part. I don't go over the concealer part, just the edge, and make sure all that is blended. So now onto contour. I use this mineral stick foundation from Nika K, New York. Yeah, from Nika K. This is in the shade Chocolate. This is a stick foundation, but honestly, y'all, you can use concealer. You can just use like a dark concealer. You can use a stick foundation, or you can use actual like contour. It doesn't matter. Contour is contour. Okay. So now I'm taking this little brush that I got from Beige Cosmetics, just a little brush, and I'm gonna first contour out my nose. So when I contour out my nose, I like to start from the beginning of my brow all the way down. And this really, when I tell y'all, before I didn't start all the way up at the top of my brow. I used to just like start kind of like in between. When I started to do that, like it just looks so much more structured. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks so much more better. And I was like, oh yeah. So I just bring it up. I bring it up to like this far into my brow. That's about it. That's good. Then that's my nose. Now for the size of my cheek, I like my contour very high because once again, I like that lifted look. So I don't, some people, I know they like, I used to actually bring it down here, and you don't want that. That drags your face down. You don't want it to drag your face down. You want your face to be like that. So I like to start it all the way up here. Just like that. Then I'll bring like 2 little things down here. And then 1 across my forehead, like that. That's it. And then I like to get this brush that I got from Five Below. This is from the Chic Pro. This is the angle brush. If you're a beginner, any brush that has an angle like this, please get. Please. They are pissing me off with this damn construction, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. When you blend out your contour, another major key is you don't want to drag it down, because like I said, contour is supposed to give you that like look or whatever, so you want to always blend it going up. But don't be scared of contour. I used to be scared of contour. I should be like, ooh, trust me, I didn't even used to do contour, if you ask me. But then once you play with it and then, you know, do it to your best ability, then you see like it's nothing to be intimidated by. So as you can see, we got that lifted look going on. Yes, I know, we gonna fix that. All right, this is how we look. I just blended it out. I did not blend it out to like perfection, and there's a reason why. To make the blending process easier, I'm going to take that same brush that I used for my foundation, and like I said, we're going to go along the edges, just along the edges of the contour, to make sure this all seamless, and blend out the edge, you know, where the contour and the concealer meet too. All right, now we're going to go in with that wet beauty blender again, and we're going to go over the whole face to make sure the whole face is seamless. This is how everything is looking. Now to the powder is my favorite part. I don't know why, setting is just my favorite part. I'm going to go in with my staple, my favorite, the Wet n Wild Banana Focus. I love this. It's cheap and it's good, okay? So I like to use a beauty blender to set. Before, I used to use a brush, but I don't know, like, I feel like a beauty blender helped give me that more like filter effect look. So that's how I like to use a beauty blender. And I just dip it and blow it, just like that. And the key in doing and setting your makeup with the beauty blender is push it in. Do not let it sit. You have to push it in. That is the difference. Like, look how smooth this side looks already compared to this side. The side of my nose, just to keep that, you know, contour look. So we're gonna bring the powder up here. I don't know why it's not showing up, but yeah, we're just gonna bring it up and then set everything else below it. Setting the like parts where I put my concealer on, you know, with this powder. I'm not gonna set my whole face with this powder because it's a lighter powder, so I'm not gonna set it all over my face. All right, y'all, so everything that's set is set. Yeah, so now you want to take a face powder. I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Face Powder. I think this is in the shade Coconut. It's in the shade Coconut. And I'm just going to take this big face powder brush, pat it, and literally put it all over. Alright, now before we do blush and put the, you know, set the contour and all that, a very major key step in keeping your makeup lasting all day, and I mean all day, you're gonna take your setting spray. It doesn't matter what setting spray you use. I'm just using this Milk Hydro setting spray. Can you see it? And I'm just gonna, so I like to spray my makeup in between and stuff. I found out that that really helps everything set in and last. All right, now that we did that, I'm using this. It's not a contour palette. It's mean like a bronzer palette, but it's from the BH Cosmetics. It's called Tulum. And y'all, I just got this, and the shades are so nice. Like, this is the perfect bronzer color. So this is in the color Grand Cino. And I'm just gonna take this angle contour brush. I don't know where I got it from, so I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm just gonna tap it in, and I'm gonna lightly put it where my contour is. I don't want it to be too harsh, cause look, like, it can get thin. So I like to lightly tap it, and then I'm gonna take the brush lightly, and I'm just gonna lightly bring it down. Like I said, I do not want it to be too defined. And then I'm going to get my beauty blender, and I'm going to go over it just to make sure it's not too harsh. Now that all the powder's there, I'm going to take this NYX Sweet Cheeks. This is a liquid blush mousse or whatever. And I'm going to keep it high in the same area where I kept the contour. Like I said, I like to keep my face lifted. I put 3 little dots. And yes, you can put this over powders. It still blends fine. No problem. Next, I'm going to take this Real Techniques 221 brush. As you can see here, you can make it go, like, get smaller or bigger. So I'm just going to bring it down like halfway, like right here. And I'm just going to blend that out. I love me some blush. Blush is optional. You do not need it in your makeup routine. I like it. If you don't like blush, of course you can skip it. Some people just like to keep their bronzer, keep it pushing. I like blush. I don't know. I like that blush look, you know. I'm gonna get my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna lightly tap it, just to tone down that blush. Now again, we're gonna get that same setting spray. We're gonna set. And please make sure when you set, you go right in with your beauty blender and push everything in. This is very, very, very important, because it really does help solidify all your makeup and make sure that it's all like melted together. You feel me? Now this step is optional, but I feel like it just adds to the look. I'm gonna get like a little eyeshadow. I'm just getting this Airway little palette blending brush. I'm gonna use this shade. It doesn't have a name, and I'm just gonna put this all over my eyelid. I don't know why, but when you add like a brown neutral tone in your eye, it just brings it all together. It just do it for me. Before my last step is always lashes. I'm gonna take this highlighter from Wet n Wild. This is in the shade Golden Flower Crown. I'm gonna take a brush, and I'm just gonna put just a little under my brow. This is optional, but I feel like it does help make the brow pop a little more. The next, always don't forget, because sometimes I tend to forget myself, I always set my brows once all the powders and the liquids are set and in. I set my brows last, only because I don't want to set it and then I'm putting all this liquid and powder on my face and it gets, you know, on the brow. So I'm just gonna use this CoverGirl. I really like this. I really like this because it's affordable and it holds really, really well. It holds all day. I'm just gonna brush my brows in place. And then I'm just gonna get my mascara. You can use any mascara, I don't really care. I'm just using this Wet n Wild Max Volume. And I'm just gonna put it on my eyes. I'm gonna do my lashes, and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, y'all, so my lashes are on. Want to know what lashes I was wearing? I am wearing the Airway Pro Bionic Vegan Mink lashes. This is in the style Bia. This is how they look. Okay, y'all. Like, I had did my lip combo off camera because my camera had died, but I am gonna show y'all what I used. I used this, it says eyeliner, but I use it as a lip liner because, yeah, it's from Primark. You guys can see. It's from Primark, and it's in the shade, this shade, because it doesn't say. And then I used this Maybelline Sensational Gloss. And this is in the shade Taupe with Me. But I really love this lip combo. Like, it's really giving the girls what it's supposed to give. But I hope you guys enjoy this makeup tutorial. Of course, I just wanted to say you can add stuff like eyeliner, tightening your waterline, you can put mascara in your bottom lash, but I just didn't do all those things because I wanted to keep this very beginner friendly, and I just wanted to do the basics of how to do a face beat. But you can do those things if you want. But I really do hope you guys learned from this tutorial. I really hope it was helpful. And as I said in the beginning, makeup is a process, okay? Don't get frustrated with yourself if it's not turning out how you want. It takes a while to learn and perfect your craft. Even me, this is just basic for me right now. I'm not where I want to be at with makeup. But just take your time and just keep like doing your research, I guess you could say. Like me, I just kept watching videos on videos and just kept practicing on myself, and I'm still practicing on myself, okay? But hope you guys enjoyed this look. Can we just get into it? It's like every time that I'm not going somewhere, I sit down and do my makeup, that's when it comes out the best. But anytime I gotta go somewhere, it don't come out how I want to. Like, feeling myself. But okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more videos.